Housing developers first planted eucalyptus in the East Bay Hills during the late 19th century for lumber and scenery. But it didn't work out so well. The eucalyptus made poor lumber and is an invasive that crowds out native plants. And over the past century, the hills have grown prone to periodic, fast-moving, and destructive wildfires.
People can deny that eucalyptus are fire dangerous, but actually they're about as fire dangerous as plant material can get.
Marilyn Goldhaber lived through the 1991 fire. Her Claremont Canyon Conservancy, founded after that fire, specializes in wildlands restoration and wildfire protection. What makes eucalyptus so dangerous are Diablo winds, the Bay Area's version of the dreaded Santa Anas, that sometimes blow hot, dry air west during the fall. The wind accelerates through narrow Temescal and Claremont canyons like a chimney flute that can turn a small grass fire into a raging firestorm, sometimes within minutes.
They're trapped. So if they keep on right the big line, they got all the water in the world right there. That's the only way we're gonna get them. Okay. Alright, how about air support? Helmet's critical. We need a lot of armors. That's affirmative. This fire is spreading in several directions. Put the hill area disaster plan into effect. We need get ready for mass evacuations.
Go out and leave your cars and walk. All right?
Flames erupt in the hills of Oakland, claiming property, and now tonight, at least 10 lives, and the biggest urban fire in California history still burns out of control as we speak.
According to the official FEMA report, quote, the fire completely overwhelmed the firefighting forces of the area, consuming everything in its path, and was only stopped when the Diablo wind conditions abated. The wind had threatened to drive the fire across the entire city of Oakland. 24 years later, the federal government approved $5.6 million to cut down eucalyptus in Claremont Canyon.
The bottom line to the FEMA document is that it makes sense to take these eucalyptus trees out.
It's a choice to live in a wildland urban interface. And when you make that choice, you accept some risks.
Dan Grissetti doesn't believe eucalyptus is a big fire risk and founded a tiny nonprofit that sued to stop the plan.
We shouldn't even be talking about eucalyptus trees. We should be talking about wildfire risk mitigation.
The eucalyptus oftentimes forms the perfect fire ladder because there's a lot of duff in the ground, decomposing or trying to decompose leaves and bark, and then into a branch, and then up the bark and into the canopy of the trees. It can rush across the canopy at very high speed, very hot, and send embers flying, sometimes several miles away.
It's just amazing to me how we have people in positions of authority who have no credentials in wildland fire prevention, no credentials in fighting fires, no credentials in training to fight fires.
Actually, the Hills Emergency Forum is a broad coalition of cities and agencies that supports the plan, including CAL FIRE.
We have done weed management and trail building from the beginning, but the agencies whose land has been managed due to this FEMA grant needs to really step up and take care of a long-term commitment.
Despite progress in firefighting and defensible space, the East Bay Hills have more people, drier fuel, and less water than any time in the past century. That makes the eucalyptus question an urgent one.